Hey folks, Landstryder here, and welcome to episode 7 of season 2 of my Nightmare series in Agrarian Skies. And some things I did between this episode and last. I built these platforms out there. That's so I can get to those nodes there. I just want to go over that real quick. You see some improvements around here. And between this episode and last, I've been sifting a lot of gravel. I made some dust. I got some materials. I didn't think anybody would want to watch me sit here for an hour and sift gravel, so I did that off camera. And I want to get right to it. One of the things I actually edited out of my last episode is how I've managed to get a bunch of dirt for my garden here. Let's see. I got quite a bit of dirt stored up, and I want to get a lot more dirt stored up because I want to make a platform out at one of the ends of these. Probably, maybe that direction. I'm not sure. I have to see what biomes are represented out there in each direction before I decide which one I'm going to do. Definitely won't be that way though. So let me put these stuff away real quick. So in order to explain how I've been getting this dirt so great, and I need to make some materials. What I want is Invar, and I want a lot of it. So let me break down all of my iron, and it's nickel. I'm looking for nickel. Nickel? Oh, yeah, nickel. Okay. I'm just going to use my hammer to okay, I'm just going to get a hammer to break that real quick. I'm going to have to use a stone hammer for now. But I'm going to improve that here shortly as soon as I get this Invar made. I'm going to make an Invar hammer. And the other thing I'm going to make with my Invar is I want to make another pair of shears. And then I want to finish up my Invar armor. There's a couple reasons I like to go with the Invar for that. They seem to be a little bit more durable tools. Seem to be a little bit faster than just iron. And it makes my iron last longer, so get more out of the material. And doesn't seem to be a lot of other things that you can do with the nickel. At least not by itself, which is, it's there to make Invar out of, so we're going to make Invar out of it. And possibly other alloys that I haven't learned about, maybe. Okay. So we got, now it's perfect ratio there. Got 10 iron and 5 nickel. I want to turn off my switch because I don't want it pouring out the Invar until it melts down and mixes. Well, if the switch was on, it would start pulling out the nickel because the nickel's going to melt first, and then it make nickel ingots instead of Invar ingots, which is what I'm shooting for here. While that's doing that, I'll go ahead and put this stuff back. So I got quite a bit of material. I got some redstone out of I actually made about 5 stacks of gravel. Broke one of those stacks down to dust, and out of sifting all that, I got enough emeralds and diamonds to make an autonomous activator, which I'm going to need for the quest I'm going to attempt to get done today. The vacuum hopper is going to be a challenge because I'm going to have to get some mobs. I'm going to have to get my mob spawner going. I'm going to do a lot of that off camera for the actual building part, but that's what this column I made for here is going to be for. I'm going to be building my stairs down there. I'll show you how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do the majority of that off camera because that's going to take me a while. And I want to leave my torch up because I like my mob-free platforms up here. The thing I've noticed about the Magnum torch is its area effect extends horizontally a lot further than it does vertically. So if I just go straight down there somewhere, probably go down somewhat close to the 0 level, probably put it on level 10 or 20, and I'll make a big room where I can spawn mobs and, you know, give a nice choke point where I can kill them all off. Maybe put some windows in. Okay, looks like my invar is done, so let's go ahead and start draining that. It'll take just a moment. Get a few ingots. Okay, that's 2 ingots. That's enough to start to show you invar shears. These are nice. Let's see. I have some apatite. I'm gonna use that, and I got some gravel. What I want to do is, I haven't tried it yet, but I want to see how well invar hammer works, because I've seen that in NEI earlier. Actually, I have it loaded still there. Invar hammer. I don't need this stuff right now. Okay. Got my invar hammer. I hope this thing works real nice. Lay out some gravel real quick, because I need sand. Oh yeah, that's faster than a stone hammer, a little bit, and I'm imagining it's a lot more durability. Okay, sand. Split that. Get me a pile of fertilizer. Good. Okay. And here's how you make dirt the fast way. You get lots of dirt by shearing these leaves. Great. And when you shear leaves, you still have a small chance of getting some sapperlings from the tree. Yeah, I got more sapperlings now. And with leaves, I can make a lot of dirt. Great, that's excellent. Let's go ahead and put these extra sapperlings away for now. Just wanted to show you that. That's how I'm getting my dirt. I'm going to need a lot of it. Instead, I'm going to put a big dirt platform over someplace so I can get some peaceful mobs, some cows and chickens, sheep. Possibly, depending on the biome, of course, you might even get another piece of sand. Yeah, throw it in there, make a piece of glass. Wasteful. Oh, I know how I can use the rest of that for some more charcoal, which I'm going to need because I'm running a little low on charcoal. This one's gone. Yeah, a little low on charcoal. Moving right along. Well, I've got enough invar in my inventory to make my boots. Should have, yeah, plenty of invar now to finish up my suit of armor. And as you see, it gives you eight shields there with a full set. It's pretty good. I don't know if it's exactly equivalent to iron or maybe a little bit better. I think it might be somewhere between iron and diamond. Okay. I made my invar hammer, which is seems to be working very nice. Doesn't look like it took much damage making that stuff, so it looks like that's a lot more durable. It's going to make my iron supplies last a lot longer by making invar tools instead of using the iron directly. So next up, I want to make my autonomous activator so I can start automating my sieving. So what am I going to need for my autonomous activator? I'm going to need some copper, I know that. Probably, maybe. Actually, let's look it up. Autonomous activator takes piston chest and invar. Pneumatic, it's a little bit of iron. And piston takes a little bit of iron. So I guess all I really need to finish the autonomous activator is some more iron, which I already have some dust from when I was sifting earlier. Let's go ahead and toss that in here. While that's cooking up, I'm going to need some cobblestone to make the piston. Grab that. Oh, something I did want to do is I have this pickaxe of misfortune, and I figured out what the misfortunate part of the pickaxe is that even though we have iguana tweaks in our tools level, the misfortunate pickaxe does not, and I think that's the misfortunate part of it. So I'm going to toss that in the junk chest, and I want to make, and I already have it half set up, I want to make a flint pickaxe, which I'm going to need I learned another little trick watching Direwolf earlier. Make blank pattern without having to use as much wood. So, and I don't want a tool rod, I want a binding. There we go, tool binding, which I am going to make from wood. Yeah. And a pickaxe. And I want to make a flint axe. Hopefully it'd take a regular stick in there. Yeah, it does. Okay. So this one now has the ability to level up. That's great. And because it's flint, it will level up relatively fast, even though it's going to be kind of slow to use. Not too bad on cobblestone, looks like. Which is what I'll be using it mostly for, because as I build my stairs over there, just get those out of the way so I can walk under the tree. Go ahead and get some more dirt while I'm got it in my hand. Get that started. Okay, that's good. And yeah, I'm gonna first things first. Okay, something else I want to get done this episode is I want to make an igneous extruder. So let's check that out real quick. Igneous extruder. So I need some gold and some iron and some glass. Okay, got the glass, got the iron cooking. Let's go ahead and break down some gold. Get that going. Let's see. Oh yeah, got an extra piece out of that. Seems to be about 10% additional material when you break it down this way. There we go. That back, put that in there. Let's get our gold going. Our iron is ready, so we can go ahead and make our autonomous activator while the gold cooks. So for the autonomous, I need a piston. Don't have what I have. There we go. Gravel, iron, and I need the redstone. Yeah, there's redstone. piston. Excellent. And then I'm gonna need one of those. I want to need one of those for the other two, so I might as well just go ahead and make it now. Chest, which I need wood for. Grab my diamonds and emeralds. Have my invar. Let's see, autonomous activator, and there's my autonomous activator. That is great. I don't really need this barrel right here anymore, so I think I'm just gonna put pick that up. I kind of want it nearby just for when I do need to make clay, so I'll stick it there. But my autonomous activator, I want it to be right here, facing the sieve. Excellent. Now, if I come over and get some gravel. I'm just going to grab a little bit just to example this. Oop. Don't want to use pickaxe. I'm going to put the gravel in there, and then yeah, it's going to sieve it out for me. I don't have a vacuum hopper right now, so it's just going to end up piling up there, and I'll have to come by occasionally, pick it up, put it in the chest manually, but it's a good start. Eat some of my toast here. I'm not sure if I showed exactly how I was making my food now on a previous episode or not. Pick up some of that stuff. But I have my 4x5 garden over here seems to be more than plenty of food now that I'm using a little bit different stuff to process it. I've made a mortar and pestle. I have a mixing bowl. I have a pot. And a bucket, which is also needed. So what I've been doing is I get some water. I turn that water into this floor of fresh water. I need to do that twice. I take that water and use a pot to get salt. And then I take my mixing bowl, where'd it go? Mixing bowl, salt, the other stack of water. Oh, well, before I do all that, I need to take my wheat, my mortar and pestle, and get flour. Now, take the flour, the pot, not the pot, the mixing bowl, and the other water, and I get dough. And then I just cook the dough for bread. And when that cooks up, I'm going to put the dough back, or put the bread back into the furnace and get toast. So that's how I've been getting the most out of my wheat garden over here. And I probably wouldn't even need quite as many as I got, because this is actually seems to be producing plenty, giving me extra. So yeah, see, I've got a storehouse of wheat now, and building up seeds. I'm sure I will end up using them eventually, though. So there's a few quests that require you to turn in a large sum of items. So. Looks like that was odd. Okay. Alright, go ahead and put my food prep stuff away. Toss this stuff in here, because I don't need it now. And going by there keeps picking up all kinds of materials, because it just spews it everywhere until you get a vacuum hopper to put over top of it. Dirt. Put it away. so I'm gonna need a weapon eventually. I want to check what kind of weapons I can make. So I'll look at sword blades and the materials I could make them from. I want to see if Invar is represented. I guess it would be better to search Invar. So I could make an Invar sword, but I can't do it with Tinker's Construct, so I'm not going to worry about that then, since I can make... So what I'm going to make it out of, I think, is iron, maybe? Put that away. So I'm going to need a... Oh, didn't mean to do that. Not too big of a waste since I'm going to have a ridiculous amount of flint. Just toss those over the side. I don't need them. Pretty sure I can't make the initial thing out of flint. What I do need is first I need the pattern for the go ahead and get some extra blanks. I'm sure I'll use those eventually. First need is a pattern for a blade. There we go. Sword blade pattern. Take those back out. I'm going to need to get me a stone blank. This is just to make my pattern over here. Put that in there. And that's gold. Do I have any? Yes, aluminum brass. I just want to put one aluminum brass in there. Since I have my automatic thing set up, if I think I explained in a previous episode, if you put more than one of the amount of material, I'm going to end up with a whole bunch of sword casts that, when I only need one. So just wait for that to smelt up. While that's smelting up, I can go ahead and get my wide guard. I think I'm going to make it out of wood. No, what can I make it out of? I can make it out of stone, obsidian, netherrack, or thaumium. And of course, I believe stone is going to be, can't be used as a crafting, or can't be crafted with, but I can make a plank with it. So I have my other piece of aluminum brass. Got my sword blade pattern now. Now this sword blade is useless, so over the edge. And put that in there. Let's see. Don't have any netherrack. Better add some stone to this, because keep the lava flow going. Put that in there for now. Make a stone tool rod out of it. Yeah, why not? Maybe I can, no, can't use that either. That's a bummer. But I will be able to use that for some other things later on, so I won't throw that one over. And yeah, okay, that's done. So Invar is not possible. What I could make it out of is iron. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it out of iron. Do I have, don't have much iron left. Maybe, how about bronze? Bronze sounds good, doesn't it? Aluminum. Oh, no, I don't have obsidian. Okay. No, we can upgrade our stuff later with the iguana tweaks, so if I make a bronze sword, I can later replace the blade with a better material, so let's do that. I need copper and tin. I forget what the ratio is. I think it's 1:1, but let's alright, flip this. Flip that off. Let's do, well, that's not a big deal. Now patterns, if you screw up and make a bunch of extra patterns, you can't do anything with those extra ones. So, but if you, like what I'm about to do, is make a whole bunch of sword blades, the parts can be remelted in the smelter to get the material back out of them. Let's see here. Tin. Waiting for the copper to melt down. What do I got down here? Putting it. I think I've seen I had some. Yes, I have some copper, tin, and lead. While that's going, while I work on the Ignis extruder, I really need to get that done, which is gold. That's what I was waiting for, which I have now. And now I have some 8 bronze. Okay. Well, that's gonna end up making 8 sword blades. That's okay. Because what I can do with those extra sword blades is just toss them back in there. And as soon as it's done, I can swap the pattern. Put my sword pattern away. And I just gotta wait for that sword blade to melt back down again. Actually, while that's melting down, I could probably get that extra tin out of there. It should be, yeah. So now as soon as the tin cycles out, I can swap the pattern again. It just basically it's impossible. It's not impossible, but it's extremely hard to swap that pattern while it's auto-filling like this, because it's so fast to put the material back in. Okay, and I think that's gonna end me up with two parts. 2 of these, yeah. It's okay. My ingot pattern back in there so I don't forget. And go ahead, put this away. Keep it nice and organized. And I got all the parts to make my sword now, I hope. So give it a wooden handle. Where's, oh. So I need to get one of those. And there we go, broadsword, bronze broadsword. It's reinforced 1. Oh, nice. So I guess bronze actually is, it's helpful in the fact that it gives you reinforced 1.